our Fintech project, which is called Artchange. So what is Artchange in a nutshell? Artchange enables or creates an exchange for buying and selling fractional ownership of art pieces. So in the arts market, which issues are there out now, and which one do we want to tackle? First and foremost, there's an illiquidity problem, which as art is one of the most liquid alternative investments. Second, we want to democratize the market so people are actually able to trade shares of art pieces. Third, there are huge entry barriers and high cost fees. And fourth, there hasn't been an art trading network out there yet.
A little bit of a market overview. Art right now has a market value of $1.7 trillion, with only 8% of it being online. It has annual returns nearly 10% and very low correlation with other asset classes. One of the competitors is Masterworks. They require a very low initial investment. You can purchase shares from $20. They purchase the asset and they resell the shares of the asset to the investors by forming a partnership. Then they resell when the majority agrees, and they function with a 1.5% management fee and 20% of performance fee. This is an example of one of the paintings Lucio Fontana purchased several years ago. It was purchased for $250,000 and it sold for $5 million. This is another example of how it works. You can check the paintings by artists and how much the artist sold per year. And you can get a history of the direct transactions where you can check for how much are the shares selling and compared to the IPO price. Another competitor is Token D. They convert basically any asset into a blockchain structure. They do have secondary markets and a voting platform for owners, but you need to buy the Token D software and to be able to use these online currencies.
Going now from the competitors to our own solutions. What solutions can we actually provide? We want to provide a decentralized arts trading platform, which enables us a fractional ownership and voting rights to use. Also, we want to increase transparency and, as we already mentioned, to enhance or increase liquidity in the arts market. What are our competitive advantages over our mentioned competitors? First and foremost, scalability, as we can utilize the IOTA technology, which later Lauren is going to present, to create tokens, colorized tokens, which have very low fee structure, and we also, through that, can enable micro-investing possibilities.
We want to leverage IOTA for our use case. IOTA is a new emerging technology, which is also a distributed ledger technology, similar to Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies. The difference of IOTA is in the network architecture, which does not include a blockchain, but instead is based on the so-called tangle. What makes IOTA special is that there are no miners in the network, which also removes the need for transaction fees. That makes the network incredibly scalable, so it enables a high throughput without the need for transaction fees. So in comparison to our competitors, who are mostly use Ethereum, which has like a lot of high transaction fees, currently around $12 per transaction, IOTA is able to do that completely feeless. And also, IOTA enables us to operate with micro transactions, so tiny amounts of a cent can basically be transferred without any costs. We want to use the Tangle as the data storage for proving that the owner is the legal owner of the painting and also storing all the necessary certificates on the Tangle. After we have those kind of information, we can actually create a color token, which is representing the physical painting on the IOTA network. This color token can be visible into a million pieces, so that users are actually able to purchase fractional ownerships rights of a specific painting. And this is how it would look like if the group would decide to operate with our solution.
How do we monetize? We would have a traditional exchange like fee scheme when you would be charged per transaction, small percentage of the transaction. We would also have a listing fee whenever an artwork goes like public or gets tokenized. And our exit strategy would include the third or fourth stages of raising capital. This mainly to scale the prototype worldwide. And after that, we would do a secure token offering mimicking an IPO to have public shares of the app. So we are the secure exchange for buying and selling fractional ownership of art pieces. Yeah, I can finally buy art.
Thank you so much for your time, and I hope we could convince you with our presentation.